Alright, this is a 2003 Ford Escape. 3-liter motor, 4-wheel drive. Had a problem with an exhaust leak. It's coming, looks like it's coming from the right side of the motor, which would be towards the firewall. Just a small one. And when I bought this car, the muffler was all screwed up. It was missing one of the bolts, and that was open, so it was leaking out of there, making quite a bit of noise. And I fixed that, but I've dreaded trying to take off that the right side there exhaust manifold, because it's just so difficult and it's all rusty. So I decided to, well, first of all, I checked the exhaust. I put my hand up against the muffler with the car running, and there wasn't much air coming out like there should be. So I'd seen some of the other videos where these catalytic converters get all plugged up. So I figured, well, I'll just put a new one on, because they're only like 50 bucks. You know, if you buy the kind you can cut off and weld on or clamp on. So I'm going to do that. And I cut this one open. Sure enough, it's just packed full of crap. See all that stuff in there? This piece here came out first, plus one of these chunks already too. Still some more in there, but you know, I think this stuff is coming from the upper one, the one that has exhaust leak from the right side, and I think it all blew back here, because I looked up there and I don't see anything in it. Looks kind of hollow, but this was not making any codes, no problems. So what I'm going to try to do is put a new cat on here, get this unplugged, and put it back together, see if it's still leaking the exhaust. I also have a small pinhole leak right there on the exterior part of the manifold, or actually on the bottom there, where it connects to this pipe here. So I'll weld that up, put it all back together, see how it sounds, and hoping that I don't have to take off that manifold, because you know, you can't get in there to spray it or with stuff, rust loosening stuff, or heat, you know, to heat everything up. It's just too jam-packed full of stuff. There's no room. So if this works, I'll let you know. Here's a view of the leak, the exhaust leak here. You can see it down in there. If I turn it this way, I'm sure it's showing up on camera. And this is the right side, and the cat, I think, that blew out all its insides, is coming right up off of here, because I don't see anything up in it. Here's the front one here, which would be the left side. And here's the O2 sensor, which would be after this cat, and I think the O2 sensor here is before the cat that connects here to the left side. So I'm going to weld this up and put a new rear cat on there, and see if that solves the problem of the exhaust leak, because I really don't want to take off that right side. It's a real bitch. Here's what I got right now. This is the new cat, and I welded it onto the old tailpipe assembly. The resonator is back there, and then the muffler is back up above, behind. But right here, this is not, it's not good to have this connected, all one piece like it was. You know, this way it's much easier to take apart, because this front piece is really difficult to get on and off. It's a little bit, not real heavy, but it's, you got to get it in the right spot, and you have to maneuver it correctly to get it on and up over those bolts, because part of it hits the frame, so it has to go on a certain way. And if this is all one piece here, you would have to have two guys to get it off and on. And in the future, if there's a problem, I can just connect it here, and I can look inside there and see if there's a bunch of particles or something blocking this cat. So what I'm going to do now is take this piece here that I cut, expand at the ends to fit over both of these here, and then put my clamps on there. But first I'm going to take some of this aluminum tape here. It's got a sticky back. I'm going to wrap up over the piece of pipe when I get the pipe on, and then clamp it all together. And I'm also going to take some wire and wrap it around somewhere to get some more support, so this doesn't want to pull back, because it'll come forward and back a little bit, and this flex piece here will move around too. So I'll show you a picture when I get it all completed. Okay, what I have here is some flexible pipe. It's 2.5 inch, and what I need to do is expand it like this so it fits right in there. This is 2.5 inch also. This has been expanded both sides, so it does fit, but originally it wouldn't. And this is how I did it with this pipe expander. Just turn it down, it goes in inside the pipe. Well, not this one here. This one here. Has to be thin wall. I don't think it would do that other pipe. But this is flexible pipe, or something that's pretty easy to push out. You just turn this in until it makes contact. Then you can take a wrench and tighten it up. It's hard to grip, so you could put it in a vise a little bit and do this. And you can also use an impact gun like this. So this piece here will fit on both sides. I have a piece coming off the motor exhaust, and there's two cats coming off the motor. Comes two into one exhaust, and then where it comes down into one, I need to connect it to the, there's one more cat that's going to be behind here. And this goes into that pipe to the front pipe. I'll show you later on what's going on. You'll see what I'm doing. Here's the final product, all completed. Started it up, but it sounds real quiet, just like normal. No problems. Now my big problem is broke off these bolts. There's a cross member going across from here to the other side over here. This is the only bolt I got out without breaking it. That was the first one. And then this one broke. And then both of these broke too. So that's going to be a real problem getting those out. I could just drill them out. What I'm going to try to do is, I've already heated them up twice with a torch, and then sprayed some PB Blaster in there, Problem is you can't get back up inside. You know, it's all enclosed. And that's why I didn't originally heat them up to begin with. But I probably should have tried heating the head up. Maybe that would have helped. So I'm going to do that one more time, heat it up. And then I'm going to take my MIG welder and weld out the little bead on here. Take a nut and weld the nut to it. And see if I can turn this thing and get it out. If not, I'll just end up drilling it out. This is what I'm going to do here. I've got a magnet. This is a real high strength magnet. And it's holding the nut right in the right spot. So I can get inside here, hopefully just get the rod there, the threaded part, and not do any welding against this metal here. That's what's tough about having metal surrounding it. If it was aluminum, it wouldn't matter because it wouldn't stick to it. But it'll stick to this stuff, so try to just build it up in the center there and then around this nut. See how it goes. Okay, my first attempt was a failure because what I did was I just put the nut on here like this and with a magnet, and then I tried to weld up and get everything, but I couldn't get the rod up there. I didn't get it good enough, so it just broke off. But I tried it again and it actually worked. I built up a little nub on it, just like this one here, and then I just took the castle nut, put it over top of it like that, so I can see the actual metal there, because before the metal was down too far, I couldn't get to it. And then I just take the magnet, push this over in the right spot, and that will hold it right there. I'm not sure if that's the right spot, but you got the idea. So anyways, now I have, I could just, at least I got one hole on each side now, so if I wanted to I could just attach it and just call it quits. But that worked really good, so I'm going to try it one more time. And if this one works, I'll do the other one. Alright, I just finished welding this one here. I gotta squirt it off and give you a first-hand shot trying to get it off of there. Alright, here I'm gonna try to take it off. I haven't done anything yet, and this is actually taking it off. Yeah, just broke. So that one didn't work. Alright, I just redid this last one here. This is the one that I just showed before it broke off. The problem was that the stud part that I welded out was welded to the frame a little bit, so it couldn't move it at all, and it just broke it off. So I drilled it out, cleaned all that down, redid it, came off, no problem. And now I'm on the last one over here, and I just welded it to the nut, and I'm gonna try to take it off here. See what happens. Hey, got it. Alright. Well, that sure makes it a lot easier. I hate drilling that stuff out. Now, what might have made a difference for me is I took the air hammer, put a blunt, flat end on it, and pounded each one of these studs after I heated it up, just to make sure that it knocked everything loose, all the rust. I'm not sure how much good that did, but I did that, so that might be a factor too. Well, that's it. If you try this thing, good luck. This is the first time I've done it, and it worked out great.